Hi, I'm Scott, and in this video, I'm going to talk about why I don't think that permutations answer plan-inclusive counterplans. In order to talk about why I don't think that permutations answer PICs, I want to break down what PICs, perms, and counterplans are as a basic starting off point so that we can all be on the same page before I make the argument that I don't think permutations answer plan-inclusive counterplans. So what is a plan-inclusive counterplan? Pretty much, it is a type of counterplan. A lot of people call it PIC for short instead of saying plan-inclusive counterplan every time. So a PIC is a type of counterplan. So then what's a counterplan? A counterplan is an alternate proposal than one offered by the resolution or the affirmative or the plan that offers something else, some opportunity cost other than the affirmative to solve something that the affirmative probably also tries to solve in the debate. So it is an alternative proposal that does something else, but tries to normally resolve the same things that the affirmative does. So let's jump in and give an example for how this would work. So if we have a topic, and that topic is resolved Scott should eat fast food. If that is our topic, if that is our resolution, we could read an affirmative in this debate that's a specific defense of this resolution. So for the purposes of this example, I'm going to read a plan in the debate, and that plan is going to say Scott should eat Taco Bell, KFC, and Wendy's. All of these would be fast food underneath of this topic. So, if we had this as our plan in the debate, if we were to give an example of a counterplan that's not a PIC, it would be a counterplan that has me eat not fast food. For this example, it could be fast food other than these three things. But an example of a generic counterplan might be that I should eat something that's not fast food. So maybe instead of that, I should eat at Ruth Chris. So if you don't know what Ruth Chris is, it's like a really expensive sit-down chain steakhouse that would definitely not be fast food. But this is not a PIC. This is just a counterplan. So what is a PIC? A PIC is a type of counterplan that does the affirmative plan but does less than the affirmative plan. So plan inclusive counterplan, it's going to include the affirmative. So for this example that we are going to have, I'm going to say that Scott should eat KFC and Wendy's. So this would be an example of a plan inclusive counterplan because it does parts of the affirmative, but it does not do all of the affirmative. So it includes the affirmative, but it's not all of the affirmative. So the reason why this counterplan would be a thing in the debate would be there would be some DA, something in the debate that says that Taco Bell is bad, right? Let's say if I eat Taco Bell, I will link to the gas DA. So if we go back to what a PIC is and why they exist in debate and why they're strategic, they do the affirmative. They do similar things to what the affirmative does, but just make a minor tweak, have a minor difference between the two, and then say, hey, that thing that you defended, I'm not going to defend that, and instead, I'm going to read a disad or turn or something that makes it so that I am no longer doing that thing in the debate. There's a lot of different ways that you can think about this. So on the space topic, if they had a space war advantage and a hedge advantage, you could have a counterplan that solves or picks out of the hedge part and solves the space war part. So basically, the idea is they do the affirmative, but they do less than the affirmative. So where does a permutation come into all of this? Well, the way that a permutation comes into this is a perm is going to be a test of competition in the debate. However, I think permutations don't answer plan-inclusive counterplans for the purposes of the debate. So basically, a permutation would say some combination of the affirmative plus some or all of the counterplan would make it so that the affirmative and the counterplan are not competitive in the debate. However, a permutation in this example would always have me eat Taco Bell because the affirmative has to defend me eating Taco Bell in the debate. The counterplan, that is the pick, doesn't have me eat Taco Bell. So if a permutation includes the affirmative and all of the affirmative, it would always link to this disadvantage. So basically, what I am getting at here for why I don't think that permutations answer picks is either the permutation is going to link to the net benefit, so either the permutation includes the plan and it links to the net benefit because it includes the part of the plan that we read a disadvantage against, or it doesn't include this, and that is a reason to vote against the affirmative permutation because it is a severance permutation. The idea behind a severance permutation is it is a permutation that does less than the affirmative originally presented. So if I originally said, I'm going to go eat at these three places, I can't later in the debate say, take backs, I'm only going to now go to these two places, forget about one of them. It says that that's not something that we should do in the debate. That's probably a whole separate video, but pretty much I think that either in debates where a pick is read specifically, that a permutation in this debate is either going to link to the net benefit because it includes the part of the affirmative that they have read a DA against, or it doesn't, and you would vote against the affirmative team for this permutation because it is a severance permutation in the debate. So, this is generally why I think perms don't answer picks in a debate. I think that there are a couple of things that you can do still, and I want to talk about that now. So, a couple of things. Can you still read permutations? 100% you can still read a permutation in the debate, and basically my reason for this is if you say perm do both, the negative team is going to have to spend exponentially more time answering those three words than you are going to saying them. So you are going to get a tremendous time trade-off in the debate if you still say a permutation, but probably not worth you trying to stake the whole debate on a permutation against a pick because they just don't answer picks because they either link to the net benefit or they sever. Now, one way you could say a permutation in the debate is that you could say permutation do the counterplan in this debate. So if we go back over to our example here, the permutation do the counterplan in this debate would just say, hey, just do the counterplan. Now, the problem with this that we said before is that that is a severance permutation. It does less than the affirmative. In this permutation, you would probably make an argument with it that says severance permutations are good, which would I'll cover in a different video about severance. And you would, in this debate, probably make the argument that this severance permutation is justified because of conditionality in the debate. If the negative is conditional, it might make sense why your permutation could be conditional in a sense in this debate, and you would probably want to package this with like a PICs bad argument to just make all of these arguments work together. But at that point, are you really going for a permutation, or are you just going for severance at that point? So, again, I really just don't think PICs answer, or I don't think permutations answer PICs because of what I'm talking about. And the example that I just gave is essentially just you conceding that, yes, it is severance, which is the point as to why I don't think that permutations answer PICs. So, how do you answer a PIC? I think that in this scenario, there's 3 obvious things that you can do to answer a PIC. The first thing that you can do is you can say theory. You can say PICs bad. You can say conditionality bad. You could say any type of theoretical argument like that, 100%. The second thing that you can do, you can make a solvency deficit. You can say that the counterplan doesn't solve. In this debate that I just gave an example for over here, you would say the counterplan doesn't solve because it doesn't solve our Taco Bell contention. So for this example, an example of a solvency deficit would say Taco Bell is good, and read some scenario or read some internal link or read some card as to why Taco Bell's inclusion in the affirmative is a good idea. So that after you say PICs bad, you could say the part that they pick out of is good, and there's a solvency deficit to them not doing that portion of the affirmative. The third thing you could do is also something that's an example in our sample here, and that is that you can turn the net benefit. So in this debate, the gas DA was red. So you could somehow turn the gas DA. You could read no impact against the gas DA. There's a bunch of different things that you could do here. However, the key thing that you need to realize when you are answering these arguments against the DA and against the solvency deficit are that you need offense there. You can't just make defensive claims against the net benefit, because that is a portion of the debate where they are essentially stealing the affirmative. So if there's a risk of the net benefit, they probably win the debate. So that might be a place where I think that you need to have offense in the debate. The second place that you can get offense is obviously with your solvency deficit. But this is some examples of different answers that you could make against PICs that don't rely on a permutation, because when you really think about sort of like the truth versus the tech of different debates, I really just don't think that permutations answer plan inclusive counterplans. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video. See ya!